Hi guys, we are Caitlin and Julie, your editors on the SAM editing team who have been helping you with your reports. And today we're coming to you with a video on how to write media titles, like the titles of films, books, poems, TV shows, what have you, just so you can make sure that you're formatting them and writing about them properly. So what we're going to cover in this presentation is a basic overview of the rules of writing media titles, like capitalization. We're also going to go into how to format different types of media titles, like what should be italicized and what should be put in quotations. And we're also going to go over a ton of examples for you guys so you can see what we're talking about in action.
To start off, we will go over the basics. And as most of you are probably aware, the names of books, movies, TV shows, magazines, the articles in the magazines, all media titles are proper nouns, so they all need to be capitalized. This is a hard and fast rule. Capitalization within media titles can be a little tricky, so if you would like more information on this, we have a presentation that we prepared. We have the video as well as the slides available if you are interested in finding out more information on how to capitalize media titles. But again, as a general rule of thumb, all of your media titles will be capitalized. Additionally, different formatting is used for different types of media titles, and it's important for you to know how to use these different formattings in your writing to make sure that your readers know what you're talking about. It is a sign of professionalism and makes your writing look a lot more polished if you are able to use proper media formatting when in your writing.
So there's the big question of why are they different? Why is there a distinction between titles that need to be italicized versus quoted? And a big part of this is clarity, similar to what Julie just said, making sure your reader understands what you're talking about and making sure that you are using proper, correct grammar is important in crafting a clear and understandable and professional piece of writing. It's also just one of those grammar rules. Not every grammar rule makes a ton of sense. Not everyone knows the reason behind a lot of grammar rules, including native English speakers or native speakers of any language. It's just one of those things that you need to know and you need to use. So as a rule, if something can stand alone or makes up a larger collection of media, it gets italicized. If something is within a larger collection of media or a piece of media, it is quoted. It's really simple as that.
So as Caitlin was just saying, any large piece of media that stands alone or contains other smaller pieces of media is going to be italicized. So this includes things like books, movies, magazines, websites, anything that is a standalone piece of media or contains smaller pieces of media within it. Our first example of this is the movie series Harry Potter. Harry Potter is italicized because it contains other smaller pieces of media within it. There are several movies within the Harry Potter franchise, so that is why Harry Potter is italicized here. We also have the movie Black Panther. Because Black Panther is its own standalone movie, it is italicized as well. And now we have the book How to Win Friends and Influence People, which you all have read. This is, again, its own standalone media, so it is italicized. The chapters within it would not be italicized, but the book title itself is. We also have the website Wikipedia. Wikipedia stands on its own, so in general it would be italicized, but it also contains other smaller pieces of media within it, and therefore is italicized. Lastly, we have the title of a painting, Virgin of the Rocks, and that is italicized because it's its own standalone piece of media. It is its own standalone piece of art, so it is going to be italicized. This is pretty straightforward.
So the other side of that is smaller pieces of media. These are the things that get put in quotations. Anything that exists within a larger piece of media, like an article in a journal or magazine, or a chapter in a book, or a song on an album, or and or does not stand alone or exist outside of anything else must be placed in quotation marks. Like I said, this includes articles, TV episodes, book chapters, poems, songs, short stories, and more. So some examples of this are Bega Qua Bega, which is a poem, so it would be in quotations. The song Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran is a song, so it would be in quotations, and B, it is on an album, so again, quotations. The short story, The Hermit in the Helmet by Ngugi wa Thiong'o is a short story and part of a larger collection, so it is again in quotations. These are pretty straightforward and simple rules, but there are so many different types of titles that it's easy to get confused. So it's just important to remember that larger pieces of media or things that contain other pieces of media are italicized, and smaller pieces of media that media that stands within these larger pieces of media get quoted.
This is you, Caitlin.
Yes. So now to put it all together. Frequently, you're going to have to talk about both the larger pieces of media and the smaller pieces of media at the same time. And when you're doing this, you're just going to follow the same rules, whether you're talking about the chapters within a book or the poems within a collection or the articles within a journal or TV episodes in a show. You're just going to follow the exact same rules that you would have been following if you reference them on their own. So some examples of this are Walt Whitman's poem, Song of Myself, published in the collection Leaves of Grass. Song of Myself is in quotes, Leaves of Grass is italicized. So simple as that. Same with For All Time Always is a season finale on the first season of the show Loki. Loki is italicized. For All Time Always, the name of the episode, is in quotations. And finally, the article Autism, It's Different in Girls from Scientific American Mind are Autism is Different in Girls. The article is in quotations because it's an article within a journal, and the journal itself is italicized because it stands alone.
So we've covered the basics, and we want to give you some extra tips. These are things that are going to help take your writing to the next level, and just again make sure that it's has that extra bit of polish to it to make your ideas clear and to help make your writing more professional. It's always important to remember that anytime you list a book or a TV show or a movie, anytime you're talking about a piece of media, you always want to cite the author or the creator of that work in that same sentence. Of course, when you're texting your friends or you're emailing your friends, colloquial text, you don't need to do that. You can just tell your friend that you watched a show. But anytime you're doing more professional writing, whether it's a paper for school, your reports for SAM, or emails that are sent to an employer, you always need to cite the creator of the work. And if books and movies are a part of a series, both the title of the series and the books or the movies within it are going to be italicized. And this can be confusing because we had said that if something is contained within a larger body of work, it has quotations, and this is the one exception to that. An example here is City of Bones is the first book in Cassandra Clare's series, The Mortal Instruments. Both City of Bones, the book, and The Mortal Instruments, the series title, are italicized. And here, the book title is italicized and not put in quotations because it still stands alone as its own piece of media. So though it is encompassed in a larger series, it is still on its own as well. So that's why both of these are italicized. And then lastly, we had talked about how things like episode titles, chapter titles are in quotations. But we want to clarify that things like chapter 3, episode 12, etc., are not quoted or capitalized. And this is because they are not the titles. They're not titles, so they don't need any special formatting. An example of this is from the TV show The Vow. Mark Vicente starts to doubt Keith Rainier in episode 2 of The Vow. Here, episode 2 is just written like normal. It's not italicized, it's not capitalized, and it's not in quotations because it's not the actual episode title. However, Mark Vicente starts to doubt Keith Rainier in the episode The Tipping Point of The Vow. In the tipping point, or the tipping point is in quotations because it is the name of the episode, and the episode is contained within the larger show, The Vow, which is italicized.
All right. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, we are waiting to talk to you. If you have any questions or you have anything that you need to talk about or any confusion, you can email us at our email right here, and we will get back to you as soon as possible.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.